In this video, we're going to discuss the basics on building your banks. You can consider a bank to be a mini bid, or a bid within a bid inside of the overall larger bid plus bid. When you're sitting at your kitchen table and you're doing your bidding, you've got the bid package open and you're writing down lines over to the side, all those lines that you found and you want to submit, written down on a scratch pad. Well, you can consider each bank to be an individual scratch pad, and it contains or will contain the results of each search as you build your combination of criterion. So let's begin. I'm going to go ahead and for this example and create 4 different banks, and I'm going to create them using criteria probably nobody would ever do, but they'll serve the purpose for this illustration. Each bank can have a unique name, and you can either click Save Bank Name or you can hit the Enter key on your keyboard and the bank is then named. This first bank is Weekends Off. It contains all these lines that are going to have the weekends off. There's 110 lines. I'm going to click Add New, and I'm going to create criteria for the second bank. This will be Mondays Off. And we'll click Add New one more time. This bank will be our Tuesdays Off. And we'll add new once again. And this final bank will be our Wednesdays Off bank. There we go. Okay, each bank is an independent entity. It's autonomous, meaning it has absolutely nothing to do with any of the other banks. It's just a container that holds the results of the criteria that we've entered up here. The criteria that we've entered is very simple. We haven't entered any criteria statements, but the results are contained in each one of these banks. The Weekends Off bank contains 110 lines. The Mondays Off bank contains an additional 109 lines. The Tuesdays Off bank contains 63 lines, and the Wednesdays Off bank contains 92 lines. And the total for those 4 banks can be seen right over here, 374 lines. Now to take this just a little bit further, the Weekends Off, if we were to review them, we go ahead and close the menu shade, and we'll see that all 110 lines in this bank have all weekends off. And you'll also notice that they're arranged by default in line number order. Line 21, then line 25, line 29, line 31, etc. They're in line number order. We can change the order of the lines within the bank. Just to the left of this bank area is our sorting feature. This is how you can automatically arrange the lines that are within a bank. You can see by default they're in line number order. So for this example, I'm going to change them to days off order. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. Now when we review the lines, we can see the line that's got the most days off is at the top, 22 days off, followed by a line that has 21 days off. The next several lines all have 21 days off, in fact. And as we scroll down, then we can see we get down to the lines that have 20 days off. You'll notice that the sorting criteria has a second field that we can enter another criteria. So let's go ahead and enter, for this example, paycheck. So what we're saying now is we want to arrange the lines that are in this bank. It's the same 110 lines. We have not done an additional search. We are only sorting the lines we've already found. We want to sort them by days off. If there happens to be several lines that have the same number of days off, then we'd like to break that tie by paycheck. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. Close the menu shade. Again, the line with the most days off, 22 is at the top, followed by lines with 21 days off. But also notice that the line that has the highest paycheck is at the top of the lines that have 21 days off. And they are in descending order as well. So that tie is broken. For all of the lines that have 21 days off, they are subsorted by paycheck, with the one with the most, the highest paycheck at the top. So when we come back to the Mondays off bank, it too is in line number order by default, and we can change that to whatever we like. We can change that to holiday pay. We can come to the Tuesdays off bank and we can change that to credit time or whatever we like. Again, this is not searching at this point. We have already searched. Now we are simply arranging the lines that we found automatically into the order of one of the criterion that's available for sorting. Let's take it one step further. We've talked about how to automatically arrange the lines within a bank. What if we want to do that manually? For the Wednesdays off bank, let's go ahead and arrange the lines manually. So we take a look. As we're reviewing the lines that are in this bank, we come down to line 54 and we decide, hey, this is a great line. I'd like to move it further up. How do I do that? Well, we do that by clicking right on the line number. I'm going to click right here where it says line 54, and you can see that it highlights the entire line. Also notice that when I do that, there are now these thin little blue lines in between each line of flying. Those are our targets. If I was to click on any one of those little thin blue lines, even at the beginning of the bank or at the end of the bank, that's where that highlighted line 54 is going to go. So I go ahead and click at the top, and line 54 is now in first place. You can do that with multiple lines as well. If I take line 53 and line 68 and I highlight them both, and I'd like to put those two lines in between lines 54 and line 5, then I just go ahead and click on my target thin blue line. And those lines have been moved up in between lines 54 and line 5. And this concludes our video on how the banks work, how to automatically sort the lines within a bank, and how to manually edit the lines within a bank.